coming from My Style Journey.
Hi there, today we are talking about friendship over 40 and what's important for us about being friends and what we want from a friendship and what we are willing to give in a friendship.
Yes. So one of the first things that I want to talk about that's really important to me is somebody who accepts me just as I am.
Yes.
Can you add to that?
Yes, I think a friend needs to be your safe place where you can be yourself and no matter all your ugly bits as well, and not be judged for it, and just be able to be at peace with a person.
Yes. So when I say acceptance, it's exactly what Matilda's saying. It's if I'm evolving and I'm changing and you are not on the same page as me anymore, just to really accept me for who I am. And if you can't, then we need to talk about it.
Yes.
To be open and to talk about things.
Yes, I think that's the next thing as well, the respect. That ties in with that, respect me enough to be honest with me.
Absolutely.
And sometimes it will be tough stuff to be said, but you must be willing to say it and I must be willing to hear it as well.
I agree. I just want to say that if you hear terrible noises in the background, it is affecting my ability to think and to focus, but they are still building around us, so please be patient with us as we try and film with all that noise.
And I think about respect, it's loyalty also ties in with respect.
Absolutely.
To be loyal so that when I'm with another friend, I don't badmouth you in any way, or badmouth friends anyway. It's not a good thing to do. But to be
well, that's not friends.
Yeah, not friends.
Yeah, and that's something that I've learned late in life.
Me too.
And I think that comes with being a mature person, is that when you're younger, you have different ideas of what friendship is. It often means that you're going out together, that you're doing a lot of fun stuff together. But as you get older, your family becomes more and more important, and your family demands a lot from you. And especially if you have a large family. I have 5 children.
I have 3.
And Matilda has 3. So our family takes a lot away from us. And although all my children are adults, Matilda still has a little boy.
A 9-year-old.
And although all of our children take a lot from us, and my children are mostly adults, they take a different type of energy away from you that you can't now give to friendships. They actually become your friends. Your children become your friends.
Yes, they do.
And form part of your friendship circle. So you don't always have the time that you used to have to spend with your friends.
Yeah, and it's important to make time. I'm bad with that. I'm not always in contact, I'm not always messaging, but I'm getting better. I'm really trying hard to be a better friend by showing my interest then in the other person. Otherwise it's just like a one-sided thing and I'm just thinking about it and she doesn't know that I'm thinking about it. So I'm trying.
That's another point that we want to make, is reciprocation. So you reciprocate where your friends are giving to you. It's good for you to be able to give sort of on the same level back to them. We're all different, and what's important to me is not necessarily important to Matilda, but she understands what's important to me and she tries to meet me there. And I also understand that Matilda likes her solitude a lot and she likes to have a lot of time with her family, and I'm quite respectful, I think, of that.
Oh, definitely, yes. And I think if you show interest in the other person via messaging or visiting, you value that person.
Yeah,
that
that's
shows
how they feel
valued because it's time spent.
Absolutely. The next point that I want to make is acknowledgement, to acknowledge the other person. So I think that sort of ties in with what all of these points sort of tie in with each other, but what I mean by acknowledgement is acknowledge the person that I am, acknowledge my gifts and what I bring to the friendship. And it's not that I'm insecure, it's not that I need you to pat me on the back and say, oh, you're such an amazing friend. But when you acknowledge somebody, when you actually see what they bring to the table and acknowledge that, say something about that. You don't have to do it every time, but when you do that, there's something that happens on the inside of the person receiving that acknowledgement. That is amazing.
Yes, and it's building relationship, because if I can see the good in you, your strong points, and I can tell you about it, then I'm giving you, like we say, something on the inside. I'm giving you value as a person, but as a friend as well.
Absolutely. I agree.
And then Belinda also had on her list kindness and caring. And I think it's very important to Belinda. I didn't even think about as a friend that it should be just...
It should just be.
Because that's what it is. But I think you've experienced some unkindness in friendships. That's why it's important to you. But kindness is one of the top things. You need to be kind and caring for a friendship to grow or flourish. And I think that you do for me in this regard is you lift my spirits. If I've spoken to Belinda, always I feel better afterwards. There's never a time that I've thought, oh, it's Belinda. So like, yes, I feel so much better now. So thanks.
That's amazing. Because that's what we're supposed to do for each other. When we leave each other's presence, we leave a little bit of ourselves with that person. And I think it's great if you leave my company and you feel uplifted. I think that's a compliment.
Yes.
So I would spend time with somebody and come away and I would almost be yawning in their presence and feel exhausted and tired. And that's a key. That person shouldn't really have as much input or give less time to those kind of people that take from you.
And some people they do need your energy for a while, but they can't be your close friends because they will just not give anything in return and just take from you. So you can have them in your life, but not as like friends.
Or if I'm going through a really tough time, I'm gonna be not uplifting when we get together. And that's also what I've seen. If I'm going through a really, really tough time. My mother passed away last year, and I think that in that time I wasn't very complimentary to my friends. I wasn't acknowledging them. I was so wrapped up in my own grief. But my friends understood that and they made no demands on me, and I think that that's another sign that you're in a great friendship, is when people can really sense when you're needing a little bit of alone time, but also needing them to reach out and just be a shoulder for you to cry on.
I think that giving space to do whatever you need to do at that time in your life, and that's.
And Matilda's very good with that.
Yes, it's because I don't know.
No, I think you need space, so you give space because you need it often in your life.
That's the truth. Yes, I like to have breathing room.
So she's great with giving that to others.
But then I'm not so great in reciprocating messages.
but I'm getting to understand Matilda now. So because we've never worked together before.
Never.
This is the first time that we're working together. So she's learning to answer texts.
Belinda will write me a whole paragraph or thing, and I'll go, yes.
It's true.
Thumbs up.
So yes, but she does reciprocate. She's learning.
Yes, I am. Yes, and then sharing interests. Oh, that's very important, because then we have something to talk about.
Something in common.
In common, yeah, definitely.
And our shared interests started with us homeschooling.
Yes, with children. Mm-hmm. That's how it started, and it evolved into many things. It's not just one thing or even just 3 things. It's a lot of things that we share.
Yeah, we've both been on a journey, hence the name My Style Journey. And I don't think with the journey you ever reach your destination. That's what a journey is, and we've journeyed together and just had very similar searching in our
spiritual life.
Yes.
Yeah. And I do enjoy my friends being passionate about something, and Belinda is passionate about a lot of things, passionate about life, so that keeps things interesting, and it's shared passions as well.
Yes, and Matilda has a very exploratory mind, so I will go by gut feel and by what I'm sensing, and Matilda is a great researcher.
Yes, and I enjoy it.
And she loves it. So when I bring up a topic, Matilda will research it. And it's great because I learn more through her.
Yeah, and I trust Belinda's instincts because she has a very natural way of just feeling things out. So that's cool.
When we're being our natural selves, we're just flowing. We don't even think that we're doing something so amazing. But Matilda, for me, is that thoughtful person. She doesn't just speak because she feels that something needs to be said, which is something that I tend to do. But Matilda is very thoughtful. She takes time in bringing a thought to the table. And if you are telling me something about me, you have given it a lot of thought.
Yes, that's definitely the truth. I won't just say something. Yeah. Another thing that I need from a friend is to hold me accountable for things, because I can so easily not do anything.
Matilda is a procrastinator.
Oh, the best of them. I will think about it forever and not act. So it's good to have a friend that can keep me accountable and tell me, just do something now, it's time.
I was just thinking, that's such a confirmation for a type 1, because you have all these ideas, but you don't actually go forward with them. And a type 3 says, okay, let's do this.
We're a good combination.
We do help each other.
And then I really do need Belinda to not give up on me when I'm so procrastinating and not reciprocating, and be a constant. I think because I'm a bit flighty, I need a friend that will, even if I'm not present all of the time, still have my back, be my friend. And I appreciate that.
I agree, because there's stuff that you go through in life and the other person isn't necessarily there and doesn't always understand. So I think it's great if we can just always have each other's backs and not give up on one another.
Yeah, even if you think I'm doing something really stupid, you can say
I think I'll tell you.
Yes.
I tend not to have a filter, so what I'm feeling comes out my mouth. And the great thing about that is Matilda has grown with me. We've been friends for about 10
years, even
plus
more,
years. So she knows that about me, and she's gracious.
Yes, and luckily after all these years, I'm not sensitive anymore.
Were you sensitive before?
I think I was, but I
to
wouldn't.
Me?
I don't know, probably. I wouldn't have shown it. I would have been like, oh, at night lying in bed worrying about what Belinda said. It could be, I can't remember.
Yes, and I used to lie in bed and worry about the things that I did say because I said too much. Often, not with Matilda, I'm just saying generally speaking, because I talk too much.
Well, that's fine with me. And another thing that's important to me is humour.
Yes.
We laugh a lot. That's great. I love it.
And it's good for me because I'm not a laugher. I don't think of myself as a laugher, but when I'm with Matilda, I end up laughing so much. She brings a lightness into my life that I'm so grateful for.
Oh, and luckily you shop, so...
Luckily.
Otherwise we wouldn't have laughed so much.
Yeah, Matilda has a very, very British sense of humour almost. But it's that very sharp wit. And yeah, luckily I'm sharp because I catch it.
Thank goodness. Well, anything else?
No, I think that's all. Friendship over 40 is challenging because you have to fit friends in with all the other activities in your life.
Yeah, it's sometimes difficult, but I think it's so rewarding because where we are now, our focus on who we are and what we want from life is so different from what it was. I think it's a wonderful journey to be on with someone.
And fewer friends, fewer troubles.
Less drama.
Less drama. Oh my gosh, yes, less drama.
Okay, thanks for watching. We had a blast as usual, and we'll see you next time.
Ciao for now.